As you guys can tell by the title, this is the finale. We finally hit the trading goal.
This unusual and the metal in my inventory to a high tier unusual.
Alright, you caught me. I know I said 100 key unusual, but with this 100 keys, we're gonna make a new trading series. Now that I've cleared my name, you guys can continue watching. There will be a giveaway to celebrate the goal, with more details in my Discord, link in the description. I want to say a huge thanks for 500 subscribers. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers. I'll definitely be doing a giveaway to celebrate again at 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you subscribe. So now surely all of you that are watching have subscribed. Let's jump in with the first trade of the series. So
as a recap, you guys know, before I got trade banned, we had 2 unusuals and 10.5 keys. Right, onto the first trade.
I found a guy on a trade server and he was selling his unusual taunts. He told me individual prices on them, with them all totaling to 8 keys and 32.55 refined. So I sent him a trade offer and he took it. At that time, it was a really good deal because he sold them to me at under buy orders. So I was like, just because they're taunts doesn't mean I won't take them. I'm gonna take them anyway. So cha-ching, I bought them. And I was ready to auction them off or sell the ones that had no profit margin. So after I had bought this guy's taunts, we started talking and I asked him if he'd be interested in anything I've got, like maybe my unusuals that I've had since the last episode. So he took a look at my inventory and we ended up making more trades. Second trade, I traded my Dapper Noel with circle and peace sign for his orbiting gift crafter. His buy orders were higher than mine, but he had less profit margin. However, the buy orders on mine were lower, but with a higher profit margin. So I'd offered him it and he took the trade. Main reason for this was because my hat was unpriced, meaning less people would take the risk of taking an unpriced hat, not knowing how much it could be priced at. And before we parted ways, we did yet another trade. The third trade is me selling my Impact Impaler. We negotiated back and forth and he sent a good item overpay offer, consisting of 4 haunted items, 1 strange war paints, 2 unusuals, with 1 being a weapon. I was looking about 10 keys profit from these items alone. So going back to all the taunts, I had listed them onto auctions and then I dumped ones which had no profit margin. So I ended up dumping the Runner's Rhythm with the Mega Strike. I then offered my Gift Crafter and a key for Dustful Devil with circling peace sign on it. The hat had less profit margin, but it was overall a more nicer hat with a better effect. So in my opinion, adding that key was worth it to me. Here, one of my auctions had ended and the Fountain of the Light Bunny Hopper had sold for 2 keys, which was about as much as buyers were at the time. It's fine because I had more taunts on auction, you know, with the opportunity to maybe get more than buyers from them. In the end, the rest of my auctions ended up finishing with me getting 8 keys and 56.77 refined from all the other taunts, meaning I had profited a crazy 4 keys just from taunts alone. I then bought a key with all the metal I had and continued to liquidate my inventory. So going back to all the other stuff I got in a big trade, I had sold my Impact Impaler. I put the Haunted Robo outfit, the like tin bot one, I don't know what it's called, and the unusual weapon and the strange war paint onto auction, ready to see how fast I could liquidate them and buy more unusual hats instead. And then while I did that, I was searching what site paid best for the Voodoo Cursed Soldier Soul, and I found that Loot Farm paid the best, so I sold it for a key and 21 refined. Managed to sell the modest pile of hat I got for 12 keys and 2 war paints, being about half a key above the generic buy orders placed for them. This was a good trade for me because the item had very little profit margin, so getting rid of it was the best choice. The very next day, the Pro KS SMG I listed on auction had finished and I had ended up getting almost 14 keys, about 65.44 refined above its buy orders, and it was more than I expected since SMGs are not popular at all, so I was surprised people were bidding on it. Going back to the Tin Bot Soldier Robot outfit lowdown items, they had ended up selling for 7 keys, which is about half a key discount from their full prices. Then I had a little refined left over, so I bought another key. I found a strange Pro KS Opera hand with really good parts on scrap auctions. I bid around half a key under the buy orders for the strange parted buy orders, let me specify, and won the auction at 46 keys. I finally got an offer to buy my strange current event scattergun for 9 keys in the strange escape plan. The strange escape plan, the buy orders were really low, so in order to maximize my profit, I went ahead and searched through different sites to see how much I could get from the item. And I found out I could get a strange spec case Beggar's Bazooka for the item on trader.gg. After trading the escape plan for the Beggar's Bazooka, I sold the Beggar's Bazooka for a key and 29.33 refined. Then, after selling the escape plan, I had placed the Opera hand and the 2 war paints I bought onto auction. The auctions had ended and the Dream Piped war paint had sold for 2 keys, and the well-worn Macau Masked sold for 21 refined. Then I bought another key, this time for 70.11 refined. Then, going to our next trade, I found a snipe directly on scrap.tf. There was a pool party with Amethyst Winds going for almost a bit over half a key under buy order, so I decided to quickly buy a key and buy the taunt to redump for 10 keys. After the Opera hadn't sold on auction, I decided to send it to the buy order, which was paying 30 refined more than what I paid for, and they accepted, so I made a good 30 ref profit from it. This time I sold my Dust Bowl Devil with circling peace sign on it. I added 8 keys for a Dr. Dapper topper with smoking on it. Afterwards I bought a key for 69.77 refined and put the dappers onto auction. I saw a scrap.tf auction for an unusual pampered pyro hat. The instant buyout was 48.22 refined under its buy orders, so I just paid the instant buyout and then got a free 48.22 refined profit. So the dapper topper auction had ended and I ended up selling the hat for 26 keys, 68 refined. Then I bought a key yet again for 72 refined this time. And now since our inventory is fully pure, you can see how much we've profited. Anyways, so we can see we profited 27 keys, 25.55 refined. Already, let's go. I finally got the word profited. Anyways, after searching through classified listings, I found a team service rocket launcher in Isotope. So I decided to offer the person 22 keys for it and they accepted the trade. And then later on I found out that the generic buy orders for rocket launchers with Isotope actually are 24 keys. So it was already 2 keys profit from the trade. After getting the rocket launcher, I put it onto auction for 24 bid as the minimum bid. And then it ended up only getting 1 bid at 24 keys. But hey, at least I sold for 2 keys profit, so I wasn't gonna complain. I found again yet another snipe. This time someone listed their Warpaint Polar Surprise for 24 keys. And I was already seeing that it was a good deal because it was an Isotope Warpaint. It was a really good deal because it's the buy order price for any type of Isotope Warpaint, no matter the skin or the wear. Then afterwards, I also found out that it was part of the 2017 winter collection, I'm pretty sure. Which means, you know, it's like really old and kind of rare. I want to use the rare vaguely, but you know, it's from a case that was made 7 years ago. The case with it inside cost like $10. I found another auction, this time for a Killers exclusive with circling peace sign on it. I bid 51 keys, 41 refined, being like really close to its buy orders, so I was guaranteed to not lose on it if it doesn't get sold. Here I ended up selling the Polar Surprise Warpaint and 5 keys for a Belgian detective with searing plasma on it. I then ended up instantly dumping the item onto bots because it seemed very inflated. I then sold my circling piece Killers exclusive for a Feathered Fiend and half a key in sweets. Then I went ahead and instantly dumped that Feathered Fiend onto STN because I paid a lot more than I expected for it, which ended up with me profiting a key already from the Killers exclusive. Afterwards, I sold the sweets I got to bots for refined, and off I went ahead and bought 2 keys, but in the process of trying to buy the keys, I suddenly sold a key instead of buying one, but it went up in my favor because I made a couple of scrap profit on it. I then bought a Spec KS Seriously Snowed Sniper Rifle for 23 keys, 28.66 refined. It had a hot effect on it, just to specify, and it was basically near its buy orders. The skin was really nice despite its wear, so I had high hopes for it. I then quick bought a Mercs muffler which had putrescent pigmentation on it, and it was costing me 2 keys. I took the Mercs muffler and put it onto scrap.tf auctions. The auction ended up profiting me almost a whole key, as I got 2 keys, 67.33 refined out of it. I then quick bought another spell, this time being a mastermind with die job for 2 keys and 35 refined. I was looking through STN, and you know, classic STN. I found a Spec KS bomb carrier, loose cannon, going for 11.55 refined under buy orders. So I bought it since there was no chance I could lose on it. I found a Tribun, oh my god, I knew I wouldn't be able to say this word. Gentlemanus with undead electricity, an STN for 17 keys, 21 metal. Why did I say metal? 21 refined. Despite being around half a key above its buy orders at the time, I still thought it'd be a good buy, since it seemed rather cheap based on the effect and it being all class. And then, the next day, buy orders seemed to inflate up to more than what I paid. Anyways, I sold my Spec KS Seriously Snowed Sniper Rifle for a Green Energy Commando Elite, 2 keys and around 4 keys in items. Just too many items for me to list, but they'll all be on screen. I then went ahead and dumped majority of the items which I know I couldn't profit from and that had no profit margin, or just overall really liquid items that I didn't want to deal weeks with just to profit a couple refined. So I went ahead and also bought 3 keys since I had too much metal after selling all the small items from the trade. I then sold the Commando Elite and the strange anodized Aloha Iron Bombers, and, sorry about all the ands, we're not going to get grammatical in here, 5 keys on top of that for a Home Burglar with a EOTL effect, and I just remembered the name, it was the Molten Mallard. I then ended up putting all the unusuals I had left in my inventory on auction since I was really near the end of the trading goal. The very next day, all the auctions ended and I ended up getting 73 keys, 70.66 refined total from them, and then I had too much metal in my inventory, so I bought you know, 2 keys from the leftover metal I had. And then lastly, before we finish the series, we had one more trade going up right as I was editing this video. One of the sniper rifles I got from the trade had sold for 40 metal, so I'll just throw the trade in before we finish the series. But as you guys can see, we finally made it to 100 keys. We've got 101 keys, 44.66 refined metal, the dye job mastermind, and the dove-tailed grenade launcher. Now since you made it this far, I'll talk about the giveaway password. You know, might have joined from my Discord, just skipping to the end to find a password. Well, I'll give you guys the first part of the password at the end of this talk. Since we hit the 100 key trading goal, I want to celebrate, you know. I will be giving away Dead President's Scottman Stovepipe. There will also be special guests contributing to this giveaway. More details will be in my Discord. Anyways, don't forget the first part of the password. The giveaway will end in about 2 or 3 weeks. Depends on, you know, after I upload this video and decide how long it should take. But I want to give everyone a chance to participate. And thank you all for subscribing. Don't forget, there will be a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers.